What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Co-Flop Gaming.
With your boy here, Don Pachi's here, also known as the owner of Missing No and the Needle Level 100 Needle King.
And what's up, everybody? I'm your player number 2. My name is Tal Ledge, aka Corner 3.
So, as you can tell by the intro of today, what we just named were basically just glitches of different games.
Yep. So today, basically, what we're going to cover, we just want to talk about popular glitches and even cheat codes that we've seen throughout our lives, right? There's plenty out there, and you've seen probably all of it. And we would love to hear some stuff that you guys have tried on your own that's worked for you, right? One thing I'd like to mention, we mentioned this in a previous episode, is the Konami Code. Augie, what is the Konami Code, brother?
The Konami Code was a code created by a certain individual, also known as Hasimoto. Hasimoto? That's his name? Hasimoto,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, Hasimoto. He was creator of the game Gradius. He built the game, and it was just like a looter shooter. And within the game, you would have to shoot a bunch of planets, shoot a bunch of ships, and you would get lives and everything. But he made this code because it was too hard originally. So he made this code to have more lives and more power-ups before the game even started, for beginners too.
Yep, correct. Hashimoto was one of the developers. Hasimoto, my fault.
No, you're good.
Hasimoto, GOAT, a legend. Mm-hmm. He created the Konami Code. And the Konami Code, for anyone who doesn't know, the code is up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A. Start. But yeah, so it's up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start. It was created on the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System. He was one of the developers, and the reason why is he created this code to get all the power-ups possible when it came to Gradius or Guardius, however you pronounce it.
Gradius, I think.
Gradius, well, whichever.
Yeah.
It was created for this basically so he can get through the game, so he can find all the bugs in it before they published it. But he ended up just leaving it in there for people who found out. They got all the power-ups, just like everybody else. He also kept this in multiple Konami games as he was developing them, like Contra. Tell the people what Contra is.
I think everybody should know, at least when the game world, like what Contra is. This is one of the basic games that everyone plays growing up on an entertainment system. They even have it on like those, if you go to the flea market, those bootleg Nintendo Entertainment games. It's one of the first games you play when you get it. So it's like the shooter up that looks. One of them looks like Rambo. The other one looks like a wider Rambo with like blonde hair. Mm-hmm. And then you're like shooting different alien pieces as well as technology, and try to get through back to the jungle and through it. Mm-hmm. But you start off with 3 lives in that game.
Yep. And basically when he put the Konami Code in this game, right? So Contra is basically like what Augie said. It's a looter shooter game. You progress through levels, and they get harder the more levels you get through, right? Mm-hmm. So once you enter the Konami Code in this one, at the very start of the round, at the very first level, you get 30 lives right off the bat. That way you can progress through the game without worrying about just those 3 lives. You have 30 to get through the game. And today, the Konami Code is used for quite a few different things. It's referenced in tons of movies. It's referenced in tons of other video games, and majority of the time it's more of just for aesthetic purposes now, or even toys like if you entered in some kids' toys, it will make a certain noise that it will do in certain video games as well.
Yeah, like Nabisco toy, I don't remember what it's called. It's like those like play kids toys, like the first ever controller for the kids. Mm-hmm. There's one, those like videos are popping up on TikTok and YouTube. You can probably look for it. And if you do the Konami Code there, it like makes a bunch of noises, and I think it has like the Mario like bring, like where you James jumps and everything. So it's like a little secret, like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. But yes, it's part of the pop culture now of like Konami Code. Like if you don't know, you have to know, I guess, if you're like in a game. But it's like in a lot of like shows, like he said, games, books, even it's literally just everywhere. Like everybody knows at least somewhat of what the Konami Code, even without the context of it.
I think you could also enter into Google, but I really don't know what it does.
Yeah, you can enter in Google. You can enter in like toys, like you said, games. I think even like there was like official like hardware, like DVDs and stuff. They could probably do it too.
Should we look it up? Should we try it right now?
We can. I mean, we've done it before.
All right. Give us one quick second. We'll be right back. We're going to try the Konami Code and enter it into Google. Give us a second. What's up, y'all? This is Talej. I want to reintroduce y'all to Sternhart St Collective, streamlining the way people connect with their cinematography needs, providing different stylings for all videography and photography, all while creating a path for those looking to expand their skill sets along the way. They just restocked up on some shirts, and they're also working on some hats and some more outerwear that's coming soon. Follow them on Instagram at Sternhart St Collective, and also check out their website at sternhartstreetcollective.com. Woo! Okay, we're back. So nothing happens if you enter it into Google by typing it, but if you announce it onto Google Assist, it will do something a little bit different. Go ahead, Augie. Let's try it out.
So if you go into any of your like devices, your phone devices, and you look up Google, and if you hear the sound that goes like this, try saying whatever. So I would say up, down, left, right, B-A, start. And then once it searches, it's just say you have unlocked a cheat mode. Mm-hmm. And then right here it says you destroyed the vile red falcon and saved the universe.
That is fire.
Yep, it's pretty cool. I think it's like a limited searches too, so it just keeps on searching for you.
Hell yeah. So that's something that's a little bit nifty about the Konami Code. Like everybody who knows about it, it's a very special cheat code in the gaming world. Cheat codes and glitches are something that everybody tries at least once or twice. For us growing up, cheat codes and glitches were something that was learned word of mouth. Or you would have to go into a gaming store like GameStop or any local game stores, and you would have to pick up a booklet. Do you remember that?
Yeah, oh yeah. Those were hard times. I mean, most of these like secrets and rumors would always like be in the playground when you're like up with your friends or like hear from other people from different groups. You know, growing up, you would be like hearing like, oh, you know, there's a secret character. You know, you can get Luigi on fucking Mario. Like some Mario for like, nah, for real? Like, oh yeah, you're supposed to do this, and that. But you never knew until you tried it. Compared to now, you can look at it on your phone if it's legit, and it most likely is.
Yeah, it's like for us, when we thought about this episode, we're like, let's just look it up on YouTube and Google, which is kind of what we did. But back in the day, I remember what we used to do. Me and my cousin, when we go to the store, we see a gaming booklet. We see a booklet about a game that we had. We would look through the book. It would say, these are some cheat codes. We would write it down. Then we would bring it home and try it. For example, NFL Blitz. This is actually how this episode came to be. Shout out to our friend AK who gave us this idea. Woo. Hell yeah. So in NFL Blitz, it was played on the Nintendo 64. Basically what happens, think of your older Madden games, which is how this all came about. You would go into the versus screen, you would pick your characters, then once you pick your opponent, you have like this loading screen, and in that loading screen you have to just hit a couple of combos, whether it's like A, B, A, right,
left, right, yeah.
And then when you enter the code, something's going to pop up at the bottom of your screen. Usually all these cheat codes can be a plethora of things. I found a lot of them on gamefacts.gamespot.com. And what they do is, for example, if you hit 200 right, which is basically like A, B, B, right, or something like that, it activates a mode called Big Head Mode. And what it does is, as soon as they punt the ball and your player catches the ball, their head gets big and it becomes like a bobblehead. And there's multiple different options when it comes to here. It could be hyper blitz, tiny players, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big ass players, bro. Like the whole person is bigger than half the field, or even
unlimited turbo.
Mm-hmm. There's also one that's no stadium mode. We should try that one.
I remember doing that one. It's like there's nothing there.
Yeah, there's nothing there. You're just on the field. So there's multiple things, and these cheat codes were just basically just to enhance the game, just to have fun, right? Like the normal game, it's fun on its own, but then just to have little aesthetics to make the game a little bit funnier, to make sure that you laugh a little bit. It's what made me and my cousin like, oh, I didn't know this was a thing. Like, this was so tight. And to relive this again, it's very nostalgic and it's very quirky, like how developers added this on for players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's just like now it's just Easter eggs and little cheats, and like I don't feel like you don't make the effort to do it compared to how it is back then. And it's just like it's cool to find out these little secrets here and there. Mm-hmm. Cool facts is that Blitz was made actually by Midway, and Midway was the people that made Mortal Kombat, and within those secrets they lived these little Easter eggs, like they would have like fatalities going on in the background of like those pictures, or they would have Raiden actually be as a player. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Speaking of them too, I think one that we should have tried too, in the original Mortal Kombat, the developers didn't want any blood, guts, or gores. I don't know what the cheat code is right away, but in the beginning, right before you fight, if you enter a certain code that the developers left in there, it brings the game back to original form, which is all these blood, guts, and gores that you're used to in any Mortal Kombat game.
I believe it's like on the Nintendo build, I think. So you can add that for the people that wanted the blood.
Yeah. So it's like, if you knew the code, you can look it up. Simple as that. And there's plenty other ones too, right?
Friendships. They didn't have friendships before. They added it because people were like, the fatality is a little too gory for me. So they added friendships for like little fun stuff.
Yeah.
Fatality.
And there's plenty of them. Like NFL Blitz was just the start of it, but then actually how we started getting into cheat codes and glitches was during our Mario episode. Actually, if you guys listen to episode 2 when we talk about Mario, Donpachis and I actually try a couple of things that were meant for speedrunners, right? So speedrunners found different ways to get through Mario Kart, right? We tried out some of the glitches on the Mario Kart N64 game, and we watched a video from Yo-Yo Yoshi, and it's how he sped run through the Yoshi Valley glitch.
Which that map is notoriously very long.
Very, very long.
So it's like there's multiple routes to get to. I think the fastest route, I think it's like 1 minute and 30 seconds to get to the end from start to finish. But with this cuts your time by like a whole minute.
Yep, and even when you're going through Yoshi's Valley, there's plenty of stuff on the road that's going to prevent you from getting by. Like there's monsters crawling the road. If you hit them, it will stop you.
Porcupines,
and not including
all rails, so you fall, and that takes forever.
And all your opponents hitting you along the way too. It takes really long. So what we found in Yo-Yo Sushi's video is in the beginning, if you go all the way from the beginning and you go all the way to the left towards the rail and you look towards the mountain, you have to hit this sliver on the wall.
It's like a certain sliver.
Yeah, and it's like it's very hard to tell when it comes to all these old Nintendo games. But as soon as you hit the wall, you're gonna go out of bounds and hit the wall in between that crack of the mountain, and you're gonna fall. Then it's gonna spawn you to the beginning of the map, and from there, if you've done it right, it's gonna say lap completed. And if you do it correctly, it literally only takes you like
10 seconds,
15 seconds to do.
5 seconds for Lakitu to pick you up. Yeah, Lakitu pick you up and bring you back to where you start. And it just saves you
and
so
it
much time.
saves you so much time. And that's how speedrunners get through the match within like 30 seconds to a minute and a half.
Time trials and everything. There's like world records. There, people are still competing to this day to find better glitches and everything. But of course, there's different competitions of like glitchless, cheatless, speedless runs.
Yeah, which is still fun. Like you just get through it without it. But then speedruns, just for the heck of it, they found all these glitches just to get the best times possible.
And it's crazy, like this whole community that's like built upon finding these different glitches to help save time. I think it's insane. Like just have the different communities to figure out, this one glitch can literally change the meta of the whole speedrunning community.
Right. And it's also one of those things too, like if you do it wrong, then you don't get the speed run and you just have to keep going the way it is, And I think one of the things that we should have tried was the Yoshi one, and that one was hella funny.
Yeah, the Yoshi one it took us time, but I think you're the one who got it first, right?
No, we both ended up not getting. So basically with not the Yoshi one, the Toad one, in the Toad level, you're in a city and you're basically driving on the freeway, and on the freeway, if you hit the wall a certain way, it will glitch out and it will bring you under the map, and you can just drive through the map like nothing. I think all these glitches and cheat codes are pretty cool because you get through the map faster. You get to see what developers left in there for you to try out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like with all these different these maps and everything, you just like there's not many countless glitches that we probably don't even know about.
Yeah, and there's plenty more other glitches out there, right? Like one of my favorite ones that we did, we were watching a Family Guy episode, right? I can't remember what it was, but in one of our clips, I'll probably mention what the name of the episode is. But basically, they play this game called Double Dribble at the end of the episode, right? Double Dribble was released on the NES as well. And basically, there's a glitch in the system if you do it a certain way where the corner 3 is broken. Like if you do it the same way possible, you won't miss, no, regardless of who's guarding you or whatever. And it's hilarious to me because when me and Donpachis were doing this, right? Like we saw them do it on Family Guy, and it looks pretty straightforward. You go to the corner, you shoot. But when we started it, like it was actually pretty fucking hard to do.
Yeah, that wasn't the case when we tried it. It was just literally like, oh, like we did like quarter 3 and just try to shoot it, but that never just came.
Like we even played it before here, and it's like we thought we remembered it, but then there's just a certain momentum that you have to do to hit the corner 3, and basically all that it is it has to be the top corner, towards the crowd and not towards the end of the screen towards you, and basically you run towards the corner. And you shoot like probably like an inch or two away from the corner, and you kind of float over towards the out of bounds area. And once you hit the out of bounds, like right before you hit the out of bounds area, that's when you release the ball and you pull your character back a little bit. And if you keep doing that, you hit the corner 3 every time.
Yeah, and the way you hit it was actually really funny because like I think it took us like a few tries and we still couldn't get it. And then I was just like, you know what? How about we just take the example and watch Family Guy and see how to do it? It's really funny how you watched it just one time, and the minute you tried it, it worked. I think that's like the most hype we've ever gotten.
What can I say, man? I'm him sometimes. But no, it was just funny because then I watched the mechanics, how they did it in that clip, and I was like, okay, is that it? Then we tried it. Literally on the first try, we're like, oh! Like, I don't know how we got it, but it was just the most hype. And it's not even the hardest glitch. Literally, you watch it once. Easiest thing to do in the world.
Yeah, and it's the fact that like it works every time is crazy. Especially, I can only imagine back then what kind of torture that would have been for like young siblings.
Like to figure out like once you like get it down, it's like how do you beat that person?
You can't.
Exactly.
No matter how good you are.
Like it's exactly how it is in the show. Corner 3, like it's easy to do. Like anyone can do it. It's an unlimited 3-point ball. Like you can get ahead like no problem, and you don't even have to play defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's funny how we got so hyped for this one because when we started our night, when we were doing our research and everything, we actually started with Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
In the beginning, you heard Donpachi say he's the proud owner of a level 100 Nidoking. We picked up Pokemon Blue, which came up on the Nintendo 64, and
64?
Yep. No, not the Nintendo 64. I'm so sorry. They came out on the Game Boy. My fault. Pokemon came out on the Game Boy.
I think you're thinking of Pokemon Stadium, bro.
I was so excited
for that episode.
Yeah. So as we were going through it, Donpachi came up to me. He's like, "Yo, I know exactly what we can do to start off the night. What? All right, we're gonna play Pokemon Blue." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "I'm gonna do this glitch. Tell them what the glitch is."
So originally, I wanted to do the Mew glitch. And tell him about it. He's never heard of what the glitch was, the context behind it and everything. So the context behind the Mew glitch is because people found out this glitch that if you do certain steps when it comes to playing Pokemon, you can actually legally get Mew rather than legally of like, I guess, in a way of like hacking, modding, all that good stuff, which we're talking about like ironically. But to do it like in game without any cheats, without anything, you would do this glitch to get him.
Yeah, because before, Mew wasn't a part of the original game, and the only way you would get him is at events. Like, I think they would hold special Pokemon events, and if you go there, they'll trade you Mew to get into your game.
Yeah, they would trade you. Yeah, they would trade you Mew. They have like devices that they would actually have multiple Mews, and then going to these events. I don't know back then how it was. It might have been just like where you just show up to the event and they give you one, or is it that you actually have to be in a tournament and play and participate, and then you get them, or you have to be a champion, Pokemon Master in order to get this, or have all 150 Pokemon.
Yeah, because back in the day, like, when this game came out, you weren't even born.
Yeah, exactly.
When this game came out, I was 1.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't really know how the scene was.
My brother was 5.
So. Exactly. So getting Mew back then, it's like. You couldn't just look it up on the internet. You couldn't find it in a book. It was all just word of mouth. And it was like the funnest thing possible because it made you immersed in the game, right?
Yeah.
But besides that, this glitch worked. And the first thing we started off with a different glitch. And what was that first glitch that we did?
And the first glitch that we did was actually the level 100 Nidoking before you face Brock. Brock is the first gym leader of the adventure. And you get level 100 Pokemon that obeys you. And you can just one-shot everyone before you even get to the Elite Four. And I think that was hilarious and it's like legit to get like a level 100 Nidoking. The only reason why I wanted to do that was because I wanted to speed run to the Mew glitch in order to get this done faster, because it is a pain in the ass to get to that level and like the amount of short time that we had to do it.
And just because just to get through each gym leader, like you had to face various Pokemons within the grass. You have to face various trainers, and it's just like it could take you just 20 minutes just to get through the next town.
And don't get me wrong, like I'm not saying this Nidoking glitch is just as easy, like where it's like 1-2 and you're there. No, it has so many factors that you have to do in order to do this glitch. Like one of the factors is that you have to poison your Pokemon, and you have to save at a certain point, and that way you have to keep resetting until you magically glitch into like where you're about to run into an encounter with a trainer, but instead it encounters a Pokemon rather than the trainer, and you have to die by that Pokemon, so that way it goes into that glitch. And then there's just so many factors and numbers that go into it. I'm not going to get too much into it. We can totally look at our boy Karma Jolt. He's the guy that, I was watching on YouTube for the shorts to how to do this glitch.
Yep, and he went by step. We followed it step by step, and it worked like a charm. Shout out Karma Jolt.
Very simple guy. Very funny, too. If you have time, check him out on YouTube short. Yeah.
Just to quote him real quick, I don't know what step we're on, but this is what you do next.
Yeah, so he wasn't really about like step by step. He was just more like, I want to do this glitch and I want to get to this point, but I'm going to tell you how to do it in the simple terms. It's terms that I'll understand. So that's the way I did it. The first try, we didn't get a level 100 Nidoking, but we did spawn a Nidoking, which never happens.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the level 7 Nidoking, and I thought I was going to level up to 100, but I was completely wrong. I forgot it has to be level 1 specifically.
Yeah, but it was still kind of cool to see, right? So, like, if you do the glitch perfectly right before you enter in, what's the name of Brock City?
The Viridian Forest.
Yeah, right after the Viridian Forest, your character is gonna stop spawn. The game's gonna glitch out, and there's gonna be an exclamation point to hit that. Just seeing that was like kind of like cool to me, because it's like the game's in 2D and all you do is just walk and everything's like a simple mechanic, but to see it glitch out and have it happen was pretty fucking cool.
Like you never seen and experienced it, so yeah.
I never tried it, so that's why it was cool.
And then I could see how hyped you were when I actually did it and everything. It's just like finding out something new. You're like, whoa, I didn't even know you could do that.
But yeah, even though he didn't do it right the first time, like it was just cool to see like the glitch actually work, and it's not just some random shit that someone mod for views.
Yeah, exactly. So even doing that, it doesn't just work on just regular hardware. It also works on emulation. I don't condone emulation. I only condone it if you own the game but you don't have a good copy for it. That's fine. I don't condone pirating it. And then
please don't cancel us.
Yeah, but you can use console. You can use it on console. Use it on your Game Boy. It still works to this day. Nothing has changed. You can't patch an old game, so this is unpatchable.
Hell yeah.
But with this too is that this is one of many glitches of this beautiful game. Everyone says it's a like flawless game, when really it's one of the most flawed games, and that's because of these wonderful glitches that makes this game much more fun.
Exactly, but like as we said, if once you watch this video from Karma Jolt, like it's a pretty extensive like pattern, and it's like if you mess up, you have to start the game over fully. But right when we got the level 100 Nidoking, like he sped run through the whole game, and then
they just one-shotted every fucking being that was in my way.
I think I went to the bathroom and he beat the whole gym within a minute. I was like, I was gone for 3 minutes. Like, how did you get through this? He's like, Nidoking. I was like, cool.
Nidoking.
Whatever.
And what did we name those specific Pokemon?
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Okay, well, moving on.
If we start a Patreon, then we'll start showing you guys stuff that we do. Anyways, but
comment on the videos. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. But the cool thing is, right when we got the Nidoking, it was actually easier to do the Mew glitch, because we got through that cave level faster to get through Misty, because usually that one takes super long.
It really does, because you have to face encounters. You have to go back to heal. You have to come back in, and then you have to go get potions. You have to catch Pokeballs. It's just so much work.
And these older games, like it's not like how Pokemon games are now, right? Like where you catch one Pokemon and one goes out to battle and your whole team gets experience, and it's like you get unlimited potions, this and that everywhere.
There's no such thing as XP share here. The only way you can XP share is if like the Pokemon that you want to XP goes up first, then you switch it, take some hits in that Pokemon, and then use the move.
Like the grind for this game was definitely harder than every other Pokemon game after it.
But hey, I would rather grind this game than any other Pokemon game.
Oh hell yeah! But yeah, after that, talk about the music glitch. Like, go into detail of like how fast you went to. You don't have to say the whole thing, but like just tell them like what happened. Yeah.
So then we got after the cave part. Then we had to come to the Nugget Bridge is what they call it. Nugget Bridge. There's certain trainers you can't fight, and there's certain trainers you can, and then you have to get an Abra. This is one of the easiest ways. There's many ways to do this Mew glitch, but this is the most famous and most easiest way to do it.
I give up every time.
And once you get the Abra, yeah, cause it makes fair to give up because when you're on the Game Boy, it's obviously if you don't catch the Abra, the thing with Abra is it has one move and it's teleport. So if you throw a Pokeball and this bitch does not stay in that Pokeball, that bitch will run. And you don't know how many times we had to restart just to get this bitch to stay in that Pokeball. Granted, we didn't have any Pokemon to paralyze them nor put them to sleep. If you do have that strat, just do it. I recommend it. It makes get shit done faster, but I wanted to get this done as soon as possible, so I sped around that shit. And I just kept restarting, boom, restarting, boom, restarting, and then finally happened. Once you get that Abra, you're going to teleport back using Abra back to Nurse Joy at the Pokemon Center where the Nugget Bridge was located at. Go back up the bridge and meet one of the trainers at a specific spot. Right before you meet that trainer, though, you have to press start right before you hit him. And then you're going to use teleport again to go back into Nurse Joy in that Pokemon Center. And once you do that, it's going to look like that trainer saw you, but you're just like, nah, I'm out. Peace. I'm not going to fight you. And it glitches out thinking you are in a battle. So you can't pause at this point. So when you go back into the Nugget Bridge, instead of going left to where the trainer where you met up the first time, you're going to go right to a specific trainer at the rocks. It's a little tricky on this one because a lot of people like to go in front of the trainers and get encountered. But if you encounter this specific trainer right up front, it cancels out the glitch and it bricks the game. So you have to restart. So you want to go from afar and then encounter him where he comes to you. And with that, just beat him. Easy, no problem. And then you teleport back into Nurse Joy again for the last time. Go up the Nugget Bridge and then it goes into a pause. Your game automatically pauses for you. Once you unpause the game, it goes straight into Battle of Mew.
Yep, and I saw it work like a dream. Like, if this doesn't make sense to you, you want to try the glitch, again, look up Karma Jolt. He'll show you exactly how to do it. We followed it word by word, bar for bar, and it was a great guide to get us through this glitch.
Yeah.
And, like, it's pretty cool, but the biggest thing about these glitches, some of them, you can't save the game anymore or it will corrupt your files and you have to restart. But it's something that's cool to try if you don't give a shit about these games anymore.
Yeah, but these ones you can actually it won't break the games or anything. I think it's only when you get Missing No it's where it starts to mess up.
So Missing No is one of those characters that shouldn't have been in the game. Honestly, if you look it up, it looks like just a pixelated penis, some shit like that, right? Penis, and the theory behind this, if you catch it, it breaks the whole game, right? And it's kind of hard to encounter. Like, we haven't tried it ourselves. We'll probably give it a try, but go ahead and look up the Missing No. It's one of the most famous Pokemon glitches ever. Like, even now, that Pokemon is an Easter egg in every Pokemon game possible if you could find it.
Yeah, and Pokédex with that Missing No, it makes like weird noises like for the Pokemon noise. So like in the Pokédex, you can look at the Pokemon that you catched or looked at and encountered, and then it'll show the noise that they make. Missing No, for some reason, makes different noises. It even sounds like a monkey, like just yelling and like grinding. Just weird.
Right.
So I look it up personally, and because the glitch is a little difficult to do. It's not for the faint of heart for beginners and stuff. Definitely try out the Needle King glitch. It's a lot easier, and then work your way to Mew glitch, and then there's more glitches that you want to look up if you want to get into the community. But that's just recommendations. But I just stick with the Needle King as just one shot everyone. I think that's fun.
Yeah. Man, bro, this was fun, man.
Yep. Living up the old glory days of all the different games that we played, from Gradius to Spider-Man to Double Dribble to Pokemon.
Yeah, we did a lot of different things, bro. there's so many more out there. Like, we want to know from you guys what glitches you've tried, what you want us to try, or even just what you want to hear us talk about. Like, if you do another glitch and cheats episode.
I'm definitely looking forward to this upcoming year from when we do and maybe an Easter episode, like, or April. We'll do Easter eggs. I think that's gonna be a good one.
Hell yeah, that'd be dope, right?
Yeah.
Let us know what you want to listen to next. Last question that I have for you, Augie. Mm-hmm. The Konami Code. We said it. It's in everything. If you were to enter in a Konami Code into anything, what would you do? And once you enter it, what would be the outcome of it?
Coincidentally, the shit that's going on in Chase for the money glitch, make that shit a reality, and with no consequences. If you know the Konami Code and you do it at your bank account with your ATM or somewhere on your phone, a limited money glitch. That's what I would do.
Okay, GTA 5. I tried that glitch and my account got banned. It works. You'll get millions and billions within seconds, but then it works. I think what I would do would be, if I go to any gas station, I enter in the Konami Code, it will reset the prices to what the prices was back in the late 80s, early 90s. That would be fucking amazing.
That'd be crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That'd be nuts. Yeah. Can you imagine how much gas you would save, how much money you would save? Insane.
But yeah.
Good choice.
Hell yeah. Well, this was fun, and normally we would play a game, but we just wanted to share our experiences through some old stuff that we've gone through and that we wanted to retry again as adults. So if you guys wanted to hear a game that we usually do, let us know. We'll bring it back.
Yeah, and if not, let us know down below our comments and Instagram, on Instagram, TikTok. Let us know the games that you guys would glitch and have fun with.
Yeah. So you could follow us on all social platforms on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And everything's under CoFlop Podcast. You could also listen to us on YouTube or on Spotify. Let us know. Shout us out. Give us a rating. Subscribe. Comment. I don't care. Meet us in person. Don't talk to me, though. Talk to Augie. I'm scared of people.
He's a very shy person.
Yep. Anyways, we're CoFlop Gaming. We're good.
Sometimes.
And with that being said,
be smooth.
Woo-hoo!